Hi, welcome everyone to a meeting regarding volunteerism at Mudhens and any like volunteer opportunities that we get as well. Gonna go over some information with you guys. So I'll be better without them. And I'm gonna say a prayer and we're gonna jump into it. Father God, we thank you for all things. God, we bless you and we thank you for this space today, God, and just how you continue to navigate us, Lord, and exactly for your presence as always, God, in everything that we do, even till this moment. So it bless us and help us to move in decency and order, God, and according to your word. And this we bring to be Father throne of grace in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
So I'm going to jump into it because it's only going to last a few minutes. I'm going to jump into it. So a few things that we discussed on May 11th at church after service was to kind of address all the volunteers. So I know we got one or two that's supposed to be joining as well. Yes, sir. I don't know if you had anything or not. You said you trying to say something? Okay. All right, so a few things that we wanted to address so that we can um, kind of go over and myself. Well, a few things to go over. So going into the park, I know that this is a new venture for some individuals and quite an older venture for others. But there's a few things that we want to make sure that we do when we go into the park. We're dealing with customers. This is a fundraising opportunity for us and a new partnership and a part or relationship that we get to build on and cultivate for positive results. So when we're engaging customers, what we're asking everyone to do is to be prepared to engage customers in whatever capacity that we may engage them in. Some of them be registered workers or helping to pass food or boxing up food or whatnot, or maybe working at a different kind of station or even catering, which is something that we've learned that we're able to do. So there are various capacities in which we may engage customers, but we want to make sure that customers, no matter what capacity that we engage, have the same experience with us, no matter what area we're working in. So the things we want to make sure is that we're providing prompt and expected customer service, and that is greeting customers politely, no matter what their disposition might be. Some customers may have a challenging day and they may not greet us back with the politeness that we're hoping for, but we are not in a position to return to them the greeting or the interaction that they may give to us. We don't have that privilege, so we want to remain respectful, polite, concerned about every customer that we engage, because our job is to make sure they have a good experience. It's not their job to make sure we have one. So we want to make sure that whatever the customers, whenever customer that we are engaged with, that we that we engage them politely, that we are mindful and respectful of our engagement with customers, and that we ensure that they're having a really positive experience with us. Because we are the ones that are looking to be invited back, and our ability to be at the park and work is an invitation. It is by invitation. So we can go through the trainings, but you can definitely not be invited back as an organization. We want to make sure that we're doing the things that allow us to be invited back. Another thing that we want to address is just the following of directions of the leaders. So Christina is our core leader that I have placed in charge to facilitate the interacting and engagement and partnership with the Mud Hens and with the Wildlife while volunteering in Toledo, even Glass City. So we know we have these opportunities. Christina is our direct lead. That's why I selected for direct lead. But there may be times where we are at these engagements where there may be a sub-direct lead placed in charge. Because there may be some things that the student's not able to make it to. So if she can't make it, there may be someone else put in charge. And we're expecting to have the same respect for the ones that are put in charge as we would for Christina or if it was myself. So whatever you are asked to do, we are asking that you do it, right? And even if you weren't working at a certain station or a certain location, we're still asking that you would do what we're asking you to do. And this is so etiquette towards leadership and direction towards leadership and respect for leadership, and it will help others also respect leadership as they see your example. So we're hoping to really set some really positive examples because there may be times where there may be another person from a whole different team that's assigned to work with us. We want them to follow suit. We want them to join in with us in how we respect our leaders, how we engage and interact with one another, so that they will have the same understanding coming to work with us as all of us will have working with us, right? So we want to make sure that we have that attention to detail and openness to instruction and guidance from the leaders. And I know that there are times when we go to the park and there are meal tickets that are given out that we can take advantage of. And we know that there are times when we're working in certain stations where it's really busy, and there are times when the station is down, a lot of downtime. And we know that during the downtime, it's maybe a second nature or commonplace to just leave and go take care of whatever you want to take care of, whether that's going to the restroom, going to blow your nose, going to grab something to eat, or just walking away from the register or whatever the functionality or function or job you were assigned to do. What we're asking everyone to do, and we're doing this intentionally, we're asking everyone that before you leave your cash register, your assigned job detail, or the space that we are assigned to, that you check in with the team lead first. Now, the team lead may respond by saying, not yet, give us a few minutes. And they may not go into a lot of detail as to why they need those few minutes, but we're asking that everyone respect what the team lead is asking for. And that if they ask for a few minutes and not to leave the station at a certain time, maybe it's a halftime that's about to occur and we're about to get rushed and or maybe it's that they want just to find someone to take over your station before you leave the station. Whatever the reason may be, we're asking that you check in with the team lead before you leave the station or the station that you're assigned to, and that we all just don't leave stations at our own will. That we check in and that we are looking for that authorization to leave the station to go take care of whatever we want to take care of. So we're looking for that permission to leave. When returning to the main station, there are times where we may be all set out to different stations to work a particular game. When returning to the main station, here's what we're asking moving forward, because I know it can get really clustered in those spaces when we got people returning to the station and everybody's trying to go inside the station. It creates too much motion inside that station, and it can become confusing and it can become challenging to continue with operation. So we are asking that when you return to the main station, that you stay on the outside of that station. So we do not go into that station. I know we are looking for spoilers and things, but that we do not go into that station. We let that station have the opportunity to close and to close um to completely close. And only the time that we would step into the station is if we are specifically asked to do something in that station, then we will come into that station, into that space. For the ones that are working in that station already, once you have completed your job task, we're asking you to step on the outside of the station as well. We're asking everyone, no one touch the spoilage. We're gonna wait to the end. No one touches spoilage. I know it's almost like when it comes to spoilage, everybody's got this free for all, um, and then it becomes this attack of the food. But we're asking everyone to uh stay outside the station, to wait for the team lead to give us permission to grab the spoilage, and we're trying to create some kind of way to ensure that everyone gets an opportunity to get something. You may not be able to grab as much as you would have liked to, but we want to make sure that everyone's able to get something. So instead of everyone grabbing a basket, a gigantic because we have. I know when I was working there, one person grabbed a basket of chicken tenders, and there had to be about 15 pieces of chicken tenders in that basket. I don't know if everyone got an opportunity to get served, but we want to do our best to accommodate everyone. So, but we are asking that these things are managed this way. So again, when we return to a station, we're asking that everyone stay outside that station when you return. When your work is done, if you're working in the station, that you stand on the outside of that station as well, and that you wait for the rest of the team that's still working in the station to complete their task. And then the team lead will let us know when it comes to the spoilage, how we are to conduct ourselves, what things we are able to grab, and even how much of that we're able to grab. Um, let me see. Uh, when it comes to leaving the center, we know that we don't know all the different types of people we're going to encounter while we're working there. There are some people that may have drank too much or may not be in the best mood. So we want to leave together. And unless the team lead gives you authorization to leave early. Some may come in their own group, coming from a different location, a different city. And if that be the case, they can just go to the team lead and say, "Hey, I'm with this group. Is it all right for us to take off?" And then you wait for that team lead to give you authorization because we don't want folks to just leave and we don't know where folks are. So we want everyone to stay together, and we're looking for that team lead to give authorization for us to leave. When it comes to the badges that they give us, those badges are to be handed to the team lead. The team lead will leave those badges in the station. The staff will come to those stations and pick up our badges. So no one should walk out with a badge. All the badges to be given to the team lead. The team lead will direct it from there. And when it comes to time to work, I know that there are some jobs that are a lot more engaging than other jobs, but we're asking everyone that whatever you're assigned to, whatever your assignment is, that you stay to your assignment. And I know that sometimes we want to cross because we see where there's a need and we want to help out. We're asking that we don't do that. We're gonna ask that you don't do that. You may see the need, but we're gonna ask everybody to stay to where they're assigned at unless they are given further instructions. Um, and that helps to keep down on confusion and also says that we don't bump into each other. So whatever station you're assigned to, whatever task that you're given, we're going to ask you to stay in that task for the duration of your time at that station, unless the team lead asks you to do something different. And the team lead may switch people around. Be okay with that. If they switch around and say, "Hey, we're moving from here to here," just go ahead and make the transition, right? And then the last point that I really wanted to point out was spoilage. When it comes to the spoilage, at other events, we weren't even given the opportunity to have the spoilage. The spoilage is something that the management of the organization, I'm talking about the park, would take the spoilage. We had to turn it all in, and they discarded all of it. This is a new opportunity for us. This is the first opportunity that we volunteer somewhere where they're willing to make the spoilage accessible to us. We don't want to do anything to cause them to want to change that. So what we're asking is that we're waiting on the team lead to announce spoilage and to announce how spoilers will be addressed. And and let's say that you don't get any spoilers, right? Or that there's not enough spoilers left, right? I understand that people kind of feel some ways when they don't get an opportunity to be fed. Listen, me typically, I'm willing to hand my spoilers over. I don't mind not receiving spoilers out of the park because one of the things that I do encourage is that everyone come having ate already. And that I know we're gonna be there for about 4 hours or so, but eat something before you come to the park. Don't look to the park as your main supplement of food, but eat before you come to the park. If there's an opportunity for you to be served at the park for your free meal, then that's a bonus for us. If there's spoilers after the event's over, that's an additional bonus. It's not something we're entitled to. We're not entitled to the spoilage. Um, because the other way that I will address spoilage is if we can't seem to work spoilage out, then there'll be spoilage for none, no matter how much spoilage they make available to us. I'm going to tell all team leads to discard it and throw it away if we cannot figure out how to operate spoilage with dignity and respect. That's a privilege that's offered to us by the park, not something that we are entitled to have. So we want to make sure that we are mindful of the direction that the team leads give when it comes to spoilage. We have a few team leads that are already designated and picked out, and we may have some more as well as we continue with training. So this is just one of the training clips that we're going to make for the introduction to going into the park and some of the things that we expect when it comes to individuals working with us. There'll be a part two coming up as we get a few more games under our belt as a check-in and us additional instructions as the park is giving us instructions. So the park is talking to us because the park is experiencing us just like we're experiencing them. And as they continue to notify us of different things they want to see done different or things they would like to see changed, we're going to be calling everyone back together so that we can have these additional trainings. So with that being said, I'm going to give space for Christina to have words, after which we'll take questions. Christina?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I'll come on camera so everyone can see me. Um, Good afternoon, everyone. I know I see Alicia or Alicia. It's nice to meet you. Brother Issa, and I assume Sister Amber is there as well. Good afternoon, guys. So everything that Apostle covered were some of the main concerns or things that we've noticed or things that have been addressed. Um, We want this to be as smooth as possible because of this being our first impression and our first time with this specific organization. So far, we've left a really great impression, and we want to keep it that way. Based on our performance for the past couple of weeks, we have been awarded other opportunities that other groups have not received. So we want to make sure that we're performing at our best. We are behaving our best because they're also watching us. So as they continue to engage with us, r- the management that I correspond with have been getting good reviews based on our performance. And that is really a testament to our organization. So I want to make sure we're keeping it that way. I don't want anything to happen where we start losing these privileges because this falls back on the church. When we show up to these events and we work, we're not representing ourselves. We're there to represent the City of Refuge Ministries, and also that falls back on on Apostle Boone because he is the head of the organization. So we want to make sure that we're conducting ourselves and governing ourselves in an appropriate manner, so that we don't have any ill thoughts or bad experiences with anyone that we're dealing with or working with. We also want to make sure that I know everyone's coming with different personalities and different levels of experience when it comes to customer service. I'm just asking that everyone just have patience with everyone. I know this is the first time for a lot of people engaging with others. Um, I know we want this to run as smooth as possible. If there are issues that cannot be addressed or handled in that space, feel free to come talk to myself or talk to Apostle Boone so we can help minimize any issues or things that may be happening amongst others. I think that I think once we understand each other's personality, we're able to work with each other, things will run a lot smoother. If there's any questions about anything, always feel free to come and ask me because I'm also in the part, I'm working with everyone. I'm either running around, getting stuff for people, I'm working to register, I'm doing cash runs, so I'm kind of all over the place. So if you come to me in that moment when I'm zipping and zooming, um, I still want you to feel welcome to come and talk to me. But if there's times where I cannot answer your question at that moment, do not take offense to it. I'll make sure I get back to you. It's just that there's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts that I'm dealing with as the lead. A lot of communication that's going on between myself and the stand manager, things I have to prepare, things I have to look out for, things that need to get done. And also, I do encourage everyone to check their emails because that's how I tend to correspond to everyone with the group and notifying everyone with the upcoming dates and games or catering events that we're doing. So I would ask everyone to maybe check their email once or twice a week to see if I've sent anything and not to solely rely on the text message that come from the church. We kind of use it as a courtesy to send some last minute reminders, but I do encourage everyone to check their emails because that's how I'll be corresponding with everyone. And also, if you text me, I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Outside of organizing this, I do have other responsibilities. I'm part of many other organizations as well, where I do have responsibilities there. I have my family that I take care of, so I have to make sure that I'm giving everything the right amount of attention in that moment. So if you text me and you do not hear from me right away, just give me grace. I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're asking me a question, I may or may not know the answer. In the case that I do not know the answer, in this time that I get back to you, I'm searching for that answer. That way I'm able to give you the proper answer that you're looking for. Because I don't want to misinform anyone, then I have to come back and change it. And then it just kind of adds to the confusion. So when it comes to correspondence, I'm just asking you to give me just a bit of grace so I'm able to get you the right information. Because the one thing I don't want to confuse anyone with anything, and I don't want to continuously keep bothering Apostle Boone all the time with stuff. And then again, I don't want everyone also bombarding him as well if they can't get a hold of me. My phone, most of the time, is usually on me, but it's mostly on silent because other things do need my immediate attention at that time. So the times where I'm able to, I will check my phone. I'll get back to you with a proper response as best as I can. Possibly, I think that's everything that I have to say. Yeah,
Okay.
that's everything. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Just real quick, just a few more points I wanted to point out. One is dealing with conflict in space, right? We know that we have a lot of people coming into space. Some are new to the space, some are new to customer service, some are not new to the space, right? We're not going to try to resolve all conflict in this immediate space. I don't think is conducive for conflict resolution. I don't believe that space is set for that. It's high pace, it's high energy, and is a high emotion, right? We're not going to try to resolve conflict there. If you do have conflict that you want to see resolved, let's wait till after we are done with these activities, and and then we can address any conflict that may have arose from it. But to try to deal with conflict resolution there, but it could potentially put a negative result, a negative view on the ministry as an organization volunteering, on the staff that's employed by the park that's going to view that. We wanted to have managed that those kind of things in house and not in the scope of our work. Secondly, tips. Tips that we receive, we do divide amongst the team that was present on the day that the tips were earned. And that's why we keep record of these things, and also why we have you sign off on tips. On the way that the park does this is we will distribute the tips as the park compensates the ministry. The park does not compensate the ministry every week or every other week. We get compensated almost a month and a half after the event that we have performed. So what I mean by that is we did some work in April. We're going to do some work in May. We're not going to see those compensations until mid June. Therefore, your tips you won't see that until mid June. It'll be a collection of whatever tips that you were present to earn. We do have record of those, and then you'll receive those once the church has received its compensation. The tip that we paid out the first time was a courtesy. We just wanted to put something in everyone's pocket to let you know that we appreciate you. So we advanced the tip money from the church treasury. That's what we did the first time. But it's not something that's sustainable. It's something that we can continue to do. So that was just a courtesy that we did, but this is how it will be moving forward. Typically, we receive our paychecks around the 15th or so of the month, but it is a month and a half after we have worked that game. So the tips you'll see in June are from May and April. The tips you'll see in July are from mid May and June. You'll see those in July. And the ones you'll get in August are from mid June and mid July. You'll see in August. So that's the way that kind of plays out. If that's confusing, please get with me. I will more explain it again. It took me a minute to really grasp the concept of how that works. So that's how that works. When it comes to the catering, there is a percentage. I'm working on getting the percentage together to find out how much that we will receive from catering jobs because there isn't traditional tips with that. So I think to give you kind of a round number, an idea, and we're gonna work down the percentages of what this looks like. If we get, excuse me, 15 people to volunteer, that is $1,500 is $100 per person that volunteers. What we're looking to do is take the $1,000 that's a part of that volunteerism, and we're going to give that to the ministry, and the 500 will be set aside for tips. That's out of 15 people. We're trying to figure out what the percentage composition looks like when it comes to that dynamic, and then we'll know what the percentage is if we don't get 15, or we get 20, or if we get 30, or we only get 6. So we'll have that percentage together, and everybody will be made aware of that. Um, Typically, what I'm asking, and I'm asking to this so that everybody's made aware. She may not always be able to give you how much we made for tips that day because that is not her primary goal. Her primary goal is to kind of get all those figured out, and sometimes the amounts that they have at their register at the park may not be accurate. Like we're still waiting for some accurate results. So once she learns of the final amount, that way we don't have to go back and change it later. But I know that we offered the tip amounts when the first game we thought we had so much, and then we found out later that we double counted, and then we had to come back and reinform folks. So we're gonna wait and we're gonna find out exactly what the tips are, um, and then she'll be able to get that information back to me. We'll get that out to everyone else. Also, um, and I'm gonna mention this because it's been done on several occasions. Is we're asking everyone if you're working the station, to not check registers for totals or for tip amounts at any station um, at all. That is something that will be done only by our team leads. Team leads will check for those things. Team leads will report those things out. And then as we get those things together, we'll get that reported out. There will be transparency throughout this process, but we're asking everybody to respect all the spaces and the expectations that's put in place. Just because we have something that have access to it doesn't mean that it's what we are expected to do. With that being said, we've got about 4 minutes. Any questions? And you'll see a policy drafted up that's going to outline these in a booklet format, and it'll be titled "When Voluntary." So you'll see that come out. It'll be a guideline of some of the expectations that we have as a ministry when going into this space that we'll make available. And this video is recorded. If you would like a copy of it, let me know. I'll send you the link, and you can share this abroad. And anyone else that's onboarding, continue, you can use this video as a point of reference.
Okay. I did receive a question about breaks when it comes to eating.
Okay.
Did we cover that? They
Yeah,
just
I
want to know
can.
if they can eat during the shift, but
Okay.
I've advised people to eat beforehand just to minimize people having to eat during the shift because I believe one of the owners was working our station and they told us if we're to eat, we're supposed to eat outside of our station, not behind the door or behind where the cooks are. So I don't want people to be eating in that station because they tend to be in the way when we're zipping and zooming or if we have a rush, people are
Yeah.
cleaning. And at those times we need all hands on deck. So I've been encouraging people and recommending eat beforehand, before you get there, because we usually meet at 4:30 or so. If the game's at 7, 4:30. That's when we're prepping. We're getting all the warmers on, we're rolling hot dogs, preparing everything. If there is some downtime before 5:30, before we open the gates, that's when I kind of let people go ahead, go grab your food, go eat, and then make sure you're ready to rock and roll by 5:30.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if there is a downtime, because there tends to there's three rushes that we have. So I would tell people in between rushes, if absolutely necessary, if you have to, like if absolutely necessary, you have to eat or you don't feel well, then I would say, okay, run and go ahead, take a quick break and come back. But again, I'm trying to minimize that so everyone's accounted for, people aren't just wandering around and
Yeah. And if you're going to be going to take a break to eat, make sure that you have the authorization of your team lead before you do so. Brother Issa, go ahead.
Can I make a statement?
Yeah.
That I don't know what we're gonna do different about that because Sister Shamira tried to do that before the game even started, and they told her that we couldn't get nothing until after the first quarter.
All right. Well, I don't know what's shifted because my last time there, I ate before we started.
Okay,
Um,
I just wanted to, that was by the one by the stop grab and go. So I just wanted to state that that was when I was at the grab and go station that happened. She tried to get it before it started, and me and Kat, we just looked at each other, and Kat goes, "I knew that wasn't because she hasn't worked yet." So
yeah.
I just wanted to state that.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. So there may be some stations may operate a little bit different than other stations. We still encourage you to go eat before the game, and if you go to one station, they say no, try one of the other ones and see if the other one would allow it. If not, then you'll wait for downtime. And when the downtime is like, if let's say you go to a place to get food and they say they will not serve you, let the team lead know. Say, hey, we went to try to eat beforehand. They will not serve us. Would it be an opportunity during one of the downtime? That way, the team lead is advised of what's going on. That way, it's just not assumptions of what's going on. Everyone is absolutely informed as to what's going on in those spaces. Because again, this is our first time really here, and we don't know exactly how these transitions are going to take place. Go ahead, Tina.
yeah, so thank you for bringing it to my attention, Sister Amber, because I wasn't aware that there was a time frame. I know for them to feed us, we have to have our badges on because there's times where other volunteers came to our stand and didn't have one, and it was hard for us to verify. So just to make sure we're doing as we're supposed to, we're gonna make sure we have our badges on. If it say we start at 5:30 and you go ahead and grab food and they deny you, and you have to come back, let me know so that after our first rush, I can keep that at the back of my mind and say, hey, go ahead and see if we can get some food. That way you're not going the entire shift starving and hungry. So if you just communicate that with me, then I can trying to make the best accommodation I can to help you in that matter.
Yep. And lastly, what I want to say is, I appreciate every volunteer. We would not be able to do this without your help, without your cooperation, without your assistance. You are important to this initiative and the things that we're hoping to accomplish with going to the park to raise funds in this nature. So we really appreciate you. Sometimes we don't feel like it when we're in the hustle and bustle of it, but there's no one that attends these parks and they work these events in behalf of the church that's not appreciated. And I'm hoping that at some time during the end of one of these seasons that we'll be able to do something as a celebratory, I think, for every single volunteer. This is for our appreciation. We really do appreciate you. I know for a fact I've worked several events of this nature, and I know that it's hard work and that it can really be trying at times. So just want us to know that we appreciate your dedication, your hard work, your willingness to go and participate, and your willingness to even learn and learn some more and then learn some more, and then we grow as we go. So really appreciate that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up for this quick short training video. If you will, again, if you would like this a copy of this, let me know. We'll get the link to you. With that, that's all I have. Tina, do you have anything further?
Nope, that's all.
Okay. So thank you again. I really appreciate you. And don't city of refuge, right? Yeah. No. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.